Yes, everybody, hello, good evening. Welcome along to your Friday night fix, your Manchester United debate, plus all news coming in and out of Manchester United. Lisandro Martinez, new contract. Malacia stays at Manchester United. And Ruben Amorim, and more talks about Gabriel's promise and where he could feature even this season. More on that to come. Plus, the aftermath of Ruben Amorim's press conference. First time we've heard from the manager in over 2 weeks now. I want to gauge your thoughts on that. If you didn't see the press conference video earlier on, where was you? Of course, you was working. But here on For Every Night TV, like I said this morning, we start the weekend early. Weekend start on a Friday on FUTV. And it's full system, full steam ahead right now for Manchester Derby weekend, everyone. Jam-packed, full of content this weekend, bringing you all of the best ins and outs of everything going on around the club and on match day on Sunday as well. Get into the live chat, people. Talk to me. Give me your thoughts. Give me your thoughts on the Manchester United baseball kit. I mean, come on, it's not my usual attire, but I seen this and I thought, I'm liking that. For my boys over at OK Jerseys, it's on the screen right now. There's your QR code. Get your discount on tops like this. But yeah, some of the stuff that they're making at the moment, the baseball jersey for Manchester United, this made up, mocked up, well, it's not even a replica. I've not seen anything like it, to be honest. But get your hands on this one now. I'm loving this one. This is one of my new favourites. So yeah, baseball, buttoned up right down the middle. Brilliant. Absolutely love it. Anyway, into the news we go, and let's get talking. Lisandro Martinez, that is the hot topic, it would seem. Now, Fabrizio Romano has dropped the news earlier on today, and that is that Manchester United are planning talks for a new contract for Lisandro Martinez. He's expected to return from injury soon. As we know now, we've seen him training on grass, we've seen him training on his own. Recovery has gone really well. This is the third major injury for Lisandro Martinez, though, since he joined Manchester United. He's been at the football club 3 years and hasn't played out one full season yet. Now, I get it. It's quality. He's a great defender, and he is the absolute passion merch. Well, he's passion with quality. That's what Lisandro Martinez is. And he is an asset for this football team. He really is. He's a quality player, a quality defender. But am I the only one concerned about the injuries with Lisandro Martinez? Look, I mean, he's still got a contract. He's still got another 2 years to go. It's no big deal. No mad rush for Lisandro to sign a new deal or contract at Manchester United, I don't think, anyway. I understand that Manchester United need to be getting ahead of their contracts and into players that really are the future of this football club. I get that, and we've got to start getting the groundwork in and making sure that we don't get situations like what other football clubs have had, where players, in fact, clubs like Man United, actually, with players heading down to the last knockings of their contract with nobody looking likely to come in, and United not making any money at all. Now, Lisandro Martinez is a player I would hope to keep hold of at least till the end of his contract, to see if we can actually get to the bottom of these constant injuries. But I think one more injury for Lisandro Martinez of serious magnitude, and I think this fan base will flip the other way. And I think at the moment, and I'd love to gauge where the chat is at with this, is anybody else concerned about the injury record for Lisandro Martinez? Nobody's even questioning whether we should sign a player like this, but United right now, in terms of the injury side of things, this is a player that you cannot rely on at the moment. And look, I don't want to take anything away from the player himself. I just said that there. I love him. I really do. I think he's an absolute quality player. Sometimes his aggression gets the better of him, but you need that steeliness in you. You need that sort of player in your team. And I'd rather be playing on Lisandro's team than against him. That's all I'll say. Anyway, the problem you've got is, on paper, he's, like I said, not played out a game yet. Not played out a season yet for Manchester United. And that's the problem, again. Now, these players might be quality, these players might be good, but if you can't get them on the pitch, then do you cut your losses and take money and bring somebody else in? That's a question that I think a few fans have been asking. I'm only bringing this up because in previous videos and live shows that we've done, we've always had people in the chats always giving their opinions about Lisandro Martinez. I love the guy, but the injuries. Time for Lisandro Martinez to be sold. We can't rely on a player that's injured all of the time. And every single time we have this conversation, the injury side of things always creep into it with Lisandro Martinez. So again, it's going to come down to that. We're about to give Lisandro Martinez a new deal. And if we're giving Lisandro a new deal, In fact, let me just get his actual contract up now and see where we're actually at with this. Bear with me 1 second. Right, Lisandro Martinez contract. We always do this when we got this conversation coming up. So, Capology is saying that Lisandro Martinez, currently at Manchester United, well, he's actually got 2 years left on his deal. Finishes in 2027. So, next summer, he's got 1 year left. 5-year deal. Makes sense. No problem at all. Currently being paid at Manchester United, 120 grand a week base rate with 30 grand in bonuses. This is verified as well. So in total, Lisandro Martinez, if United are playing well, are going to be paying him 7.8 million a year. Now, I'm guessing if United are looking to give him a new contract, and he's 27, by the way, now, Lisandro Martinez. So if we're going to give him another contract, then that's going to see him out into his 30s, no doubt. I'm guessing if there's another deal on here. What is it, an extension to 29 or something like that? Like all the current players that are being bought by Manchester United. So he's going to be going into 2029. He's going to be just hitting his 30s. Do we commit to keeping Lisandro Martinez at this football club, getting the best out of him in the next 5 years, or do we sell him now? That's the question I'm asking the chat. And if you are going to give him another contract, what's it going to cost? Is it going to be a player that's going to get up there near 200 grand a week wages again? And this is a player, and I say this, like I said before, with all respect for Lisandro and the quality of player that he is, but one more bad injury, and it looks like a bad decision to give him another contract. It really does. You've got 2 years left now. And you know what? In a way, like going into next summer, this is a do or die sort of season for Lisandro Martinez. He needs to see this season out to convince everybody that he's worth another contract, I feel. I think he needs to now play the majority of the games. We need to see 30 Premier League games from Lisandro Martinez this season. And I'm using that, I'm guessing, when he's actually going to be back fit, because obviously we've missed 3 games already. I don't expect him to play in this next 4 games. I expect him to be in and around the squad come the next international, in between the next international breaks, between October and November. So the games that are coming up at the back end of October is probably where I expect Lisandro Martinez to feature. And that's when we'll probably know. And then a few games in, obviously into the season, can we get that amount? Can we get that amount of games out of him? Because that's what I feel warrants another contract. I wouldn't be giving him one now. I definitely wouldn't. I would be saying, let's see where he's at from this recovery, from his injury, and then let's make a decision in the summer. Am I right in thinking that? Get into the comment section, everybody. Let me know what you think about this. Lisandro Martinez, does he warrant another contract at Manchester United? Get into the comment section, please, everybody. Let me know what you're thinking. Let's see what we've got here. Daryl says Lichar is injury prone. Plus, he, for me, is too short for the left side of the centre-backs, as in the centre-back, in the 3 centre-backs. If he's on the left, he will get bombarded from the left, and the big striker will play on him. I get a lot of people have, I think, going right back to, what was it, Graham Souness, when he first jumped on the scene, Lisandro Martinez. That was what was being talked about, wasn't it? It was. Move him on, says Done and Dusted. If we're trying to beat Liverpool and Arsenal, he's not good enough. If he was fit constantly, I don't think we'd even be having this conversation, would we? Veronica says, why shouldn't we renew his contract at the end of the day? Mount's injury record is far worse than Leach's. Is that Mount's injury record? Yeah, but Mount was bought after Lisandro, and we're not talking about Mason Mount. He's not up for a renewal of a contract, so we can't even bring him in and compare him, Veronica. We're talking about renewing a player's contract that hasn't played out a full season yet in 3 years at Manchester United. So that's the situation that's being discussed, I would say, more than who's got a worse injury record than who at Manchester United. That's where we're at with it. Martinez is a problem with his injuries. As much as I like him, we need to see him clear of injuries before we renew his contract. I think I just said that the same there, Andrew, mate. Anthony says, I think you're referring to my first name. Oh, someone's talking to him. I've jumped into a conversation. Peter says, hi Mods chat, Adam, I would wait to see how he goes. Hopefully no injuries, let's see. Leach are probably unlikely to accept a reasonable contract, pay as you play, so gotta go. Shame, he's a gritty player, says the realist. Interesting. Let's see, given Martinez's injury record, I would let his contract run down. We can extend his contract by a year and sell or let the extension run down, say thank you, and let him go on a free. But Manchester United are a business. They want to make money. And they want to actually... they want to operate in a completely different way. So that's what we're looking at here. That's where Manchester United are at. They want to see a profit on their investments, I think, with Lisandro. And they're fully convinced that if they are going to go in, and it's Romano who said this, so we know that this is genuine. If they're going to go into talks with this, they're fully convinced that he is going to be a player for Manchester United in the coming years. I don't know. Honestly, I do not know. And I just feel like we are now at a stage where we have to make these big decisions. We have to call it as it is. We have to say that Lisandro really is a good player when fit, but never fit, and never fit for long enough to really judge him and how consistent he could be. So that's the problem we've got. I really do think that this is where we need to be looking right now as a football club, and I'm not sure if Lisandro Martinez fits the bill of someone you can rely on. I don't, like I said, I rely on his attitude, I rely on his commitment, and I rely on everything else about this player. But sadly, this has been taken out of his hands, and his injury record is going to be the key to everything and everything that happens with him in the future. That, I think, is the big thing with this one. And I just don't know if everyone at Manchester United is convinced by him. And by that, I mean the injury record, again, will be scaring people, and will be scaring people to a point where there will be debate at Manchester United whether or not this is actually worth it, because I don't know if it is. And again, if United are, let's just say, United have seen Lisandro Martinez play X amount of games, convinced that there is no repercussions of the same knee injury that keeps on coming back and back and back, then let's go for it. Yeah, no problem. Let's move this on and let's get to that point. But it's not, is it? It's just not. And that's the issue that we've got right now. And I think all the fans are scared that we're going to fall into the same traps again. And that is where we have to just say, no, draw the line. Simple as we cannot afford to allow another player to not so much slip through the net, but hold us back again. And I'm not saying that Lisandro Martinez is holding Man United back on the pitch. It's getting him on the pitch. And if you're fighting and paying for a player to be in this team and then he's just not there, you could have sold him and brought in somebody else. That's what I'm saying, and that's what I think is important in this one, because we are now, I feel, at a stage where you've just got to be ruthless with your decisions. You've got to be absolutely on the ball and be... what's the right word here with Lisandro? I think decisive is the right word when it comes to making contract extensions. Not many have got extensions so far under the Ineos reign. Only Bruno Fernandes and Ahmad have got new contracts. So I don't know is the honest answer right now for me. Until I see Lisandro play out the rest of this season, I'm not even going to make the call. I think United are right to be holding out and waiting and just seeing if there is actual time for this to happen, and Lisandro get back to fitness and it's worth it and worthwhile. I hope that's what they're going to do anyway, because if they don't and they sign him up quickly and he gets injured again, it's just going to be another fan base questioning what this ownership is doing and what they're thinking, and everybody fully convinced that we're falling into the same traps every single time. Yet again, it never bleeding stops. He is so bad at defending set pieces. He's targeted and he's slow as well. For me, he ain't good enough. All attitude, another loved by the fan base, and hasn't done a lot in the United shirt. disagree there. I think he has performed, Carl. I get what you're saying, but again, I think you're picking out his negative points more than what he's actually got in his positives as well. And it's easy to pick out negatives when you're looking at a player that hasn't played a lot. And I think that's what's driving this conversation right now in people who actually don't feel like he is good enough or needs a new contract. That's what I think it is. Like, nobody, I think, can fight for Lisandro Martinez until you see him consistently on the pitch. You will obviously get the passion and the fans that actually feel like he is the right player for Manchester United, but ultimately, you're always going to get the realists that say, well, your opinion is completely null and void because he's just never there. And that's what you got. That's what you're dealing with. Anyway, we'll keep the comments coming in on that one, and let's get back to the other news and everything else, what's going on as well. So, Lisandro Martinez is in at, he's looking like he's going to be back soon, and he's going to be offered a new contract. That's one thing, anyway. We obviously heard the news from the press conference earlier on that Altay Bayındır is going to be United's goalkeeper on Sunday. So that decision already made and done. Ruben Amorim talking, I hope Altay Bayındır can perform like Van der Sar this week. In the future, he'll have to compete for his spot. As a team, our job is to help the goalkeepers get better. That's what we do. So, yeah, just saying that you're in, but that isn't a given every single week. You're going to have to keep that spot and make sure that you earn it. That's the word from Ruben Amorim on Altay Bayındır. Malacia has now been fully registered as a Manchester United squad player for this Premier League season. He is not going. Nobody wants him. And sadly, United have got stuck with the last member of the bomb squad. He's just slipped through the net, gone under the radar, full-on stealth mode, and he's managed to keep himself a place in Manchester United's side. It's as simple as that. We haven't been able to get it all done. We've done well with everything else, but it is official. Manchester United's Premier League squad has got Tyrell Malacia firmly placed in it in the defender section, and he will be staying at Manchester United. It is that simple. Unfortunately, again, it's just another player that's going to be taking the place maybe of a young up-and-coming academy player that might come through. And that's always been my gripe, always been my issue with these Deadwood players at Manchester United. It's never going to change until they're all out of the way. And we've got players that really are competing for that starting 11. Malacia is never going to get in that side. And he's now a player in the way on 75 grand a week wages that's just going to get a spot possibly in the squad ahead of an academy player. I hope Ruben sees past that, and I hope he actually feels like Malacia is just going to sit there and rot away. I fully expect Malacia to be leaving in January now that he's not got this move away. But Ayupspor were the ones that were supposedly in for him. We reported that the other day. That is not happening now, unfortunately. And Manchester United are stuck with Tyrell Malacia still. And let's not forget, his contract runs out at the end of this season. So one way or the other, Malacia's time at Manchester United is done. He's not going to get a new deal. It's quite clear what the club want to do with him and move him on. And now let's see if we can just at least get him gone by January. Maybe, I think, a cheap sale for him in January. I think this is what Man United will be looking at now. And once again, like we've said before, Manchester United's plans for January are actually starting to fall into place, really. It does look like the January transfer window is going to be incredibly busy for Manchester United yet again. So keep our eyes on that one as well. It's going to be, I think, all about who's available, who Manchester United can get their hands on, how much money we can save and put away, I think, at the end of the day. Right, let's get into a few more comments on this. We have a super sticker in from Ryan, first of all. Thank you for that, buddy. Also, by the way, everybody, you can see now we are literally, in the 90s away from that magical 100k mark on the subscriber counts here on Forever United TV. Thank you, everybody who has already subscribed to the channel. Make sure that you do hit that subscribe button as well. You're going to want to this weekend because it is absolutely hammered busy with loads of content this weekend. Let's see. Give Leach our new deal until 2034, says Rajat. I'm sure about that one. Mainu has nothing in the bank yet. He is put on a pedestal. If he gave half the effort Leach gave, he would be a baller. Look, another player that's got an injury issue for me. And again, if we're going to argue the point for Kobbie Mainoo and not say that he's done enough because he's never played a full season, then we're going to do the same thing for Leacher as well. And that, I think, is important that you have it across the board with every single player. Because both Kobbie Mainoo and Lisandro Martinez last season obviously contributed to our worst season ever still. So why are we clamouring around to try and get these players signed onto new deals so quickly? There's time yet. There's 2 years left on Kobbie's. There's 2 years left on Lisandro's with an extra year if we want to. So, I'm not worried about it at all. We should not be talking about it yet. A sensible football decision should be made here, and that we need to see out more of Lisandro Martinez with no injuries. And the same for Kobbie, really. When he gets in, I think he just needs to prove that he is a Man United player, and that, I think, will come if he gets the chance. But that's a massive if as well, isn't it? That really is. Also, by the way, everyone, please pop a like on the video if you're enjoying the content and the constant updates. Thank God the international break is over. Honestly, it has been an absolute drag from finishing that last game against Burnley and the excitement and everything that was building up to actually being now at the end of that second week of internationals. It just drains the life out of the Premier League excitement, doesn't it? As soon as we wake up tomorrow and know that it's Premier League weekend, I think everybody will be feeling 20 times better and we can actually move forward. In terms of the news I told you about at the start of the show regarding JJ Gabriel as well, this is something that has been spoken about. I did a video on it last night. Thank you everybody who's watched that already. Go and catch up with everything, all the details on it, please. But there is a lot of talk going around right now. JJ Gabriel linked a record-breaking... JJ Gabriel inked a record-breaking Nike contract in March 2025, reportedly the most lucrative sponsorship deal ever for a 14-year-old, surpassing Neymar's deal at Santos. JJ Gabriel recently met with Ruben Amorim, who informed him that he'll train with Manchester United's first team later this season, with a slight possibility of making his first team debut before the season ends. I think that's a bit of a push, to be honest. I really do. He'll be 15 by the end of this season. And for a 15-year-old to be coming into Man United's first team, that is something that I don't think anybody's ever seen, to be honest. I don't think Manchester United will be looking to rush JJ Gabriel into the starting lineup. I'm pretty certain there'll be a plan. I'm pretty certain it won't be to have JJ Gabriel playing in the first team this season. Training with the first team, that's fine. No problem with that. But I think we're pushing it. I do think we're pushing it when we're saying that JJ is going to actually be playing in the Premier League this season. I don't see that happening at all. And I think that one's a little bit far-fetched. But first team training, yes. I mean, I made that video deliberately last night just to actually bring you up to date with where everything is at. If this kid is signing a deal with Nike at age 14, that's even bigger than Neymar's, and that's factual as well, then there is massive, massive excitement around this kid. And this is why I did the video last night, because there is, and he is that good. He's absolutely phenomenal. Manchester United have got an absolute gem on their hands here, and they need to be looking after him, and they need to be giving him the right treatments at the right time. We don't really need a player like this in our side right now. Like, the time will come. It's just not yet. And like I said in that video last night, the lad is still round about year 9, year 10 age. And if you're a parent and you think to that, and where that actually is, with your own kids or anything like that, then that's how young he actually is. And for him to be where he is now is credit to him. I just say don't rush it. Don't rush it. There's no need to be bringing someone in at that age. And I don't think Manchester United will do, to be honest. I think he'll get his moments. He'll have his little bits with the first team in training. And that should be enough for this season. Football isn't the same as the 90s and early 2000s. These days, it's about Instagram photos and the FA wanting to play netball rules. The game isn't about shoulder badges. VAR ruling will be imposed. I don't know what you're getting at or where that's relevant to what we're talking about, unless you're replying to someone there, mate. Sorry about that. Ben says, just read the title. In honesty, no, he isn't available. We need to move and let heaven get in. He's going to be another Euro, cheaper wages. Let it run and let the new leaders rise. As in, replying to the title of this video, which is about Lisandro Martinez's new contract coming in. Again, Ben, I get what you're saying there. A lot of people are of the same thinking. It is a case of prove it to us and make me believe that you are going to be available every single season, and then we can talk contracts. I understand United's stance with him. I do. He is loved at the football club. He's a great guy by all accounts behind the scenes as well. But look, it isn't necessary, I don't think, right now. And I think, again, Romano's played a little bit of a card here, building something up when Manchester United are probably only just talking about it behind the scenes and they've not even spoke to Lisandro Martinez yet. Now, I think Manchester United will probably just take their time with it. They will. That's what will happen. Look, I'm not going to waste too much of your time this Friday night. There isn't any other news to really get into. We've covered everything throughout the day. I'm going to cut the live show off there. We've covered all of the Lisandro Martinez news. We've covered everything with Altay Bayındır and what's been said from Ruben Amorim. Until Lemon Bargold comments come out, that's your third live show of the day, everybody. So you're completely up to date with everything that's gone on. All that's left now is for the football to take over, and finally it's back this weekend. So don't forget, this weekend we're back 8 o'clock tomorrow morning here on Forever United TV. We're going to have a Football Saturday game 3 o'clock tomorrow on Football Talks, but before that we're doing a Derby Day special preview looking ahead to the Manchester Derby and picking our team and what we think might actually go down. So there's another special show tomorrow. Then we're going to have the 3 o'clock kickoff watch-alongs, and then everything else will be updated later in the evening on what's going on ahead of the Manchester Derby on Sunday. But for now, everybody, that is your evening done. I will let you get on with your Friday nights. Enjoy yourselves, everyone. Hope you have a good time, whatever you're up to, and you're all ready for this weekend. Thank you, mods. Thank you, everybody in the chat, new subscribers, and obviously the mods for doing the handling of everybody in there as well. Go grab your baseball Manchester United tops, everyone. Link in the description for OK jerseys. Get to it, everyone. I will see you all first thing in the morning. Thanks, everyone. Have a great evening.